All right, so before we jump in to this week's few rounds that we actually only have 3 rounds. I just wanted to touch base about one quick thing. If you're noticing that things are a little bit floppy and you feel like maybe you need to really kind of rein in your gauge, I would recommend going down a hook size or two. So I've been using a 5.5 millimeter throughout this entire pattern. I might go down to a 4.5 millimeter, which is what I'm going to use today, just to make sure that these last few rounds are nice and firm and they really hold these scallops in place. All right, so to begin, you're going to join your yarn into the marked stitch. So I'm already in the middle of my round, but what you'll do is simply join your yarn into the marked stitch, chain 3. That's going to count as your very first double crochet. Then you're going to work a triple crochet into the next chain 1 space. Then you're going to work a triple crochet 4 together in the last 2 stitches of this current scallop and the first 2 stitches of the next scallop. So to do that, we yarn over twice, insert our hook into the stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and pull through 2. Yarn over your hook twice, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and pull through 2. Yarn over twice, insert your hook into the first stitch on the next scallop, pull through 2 twice, yarn over twice, pull up a loop, and pull through 2 twice. You'll have 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 5 loops on your hook. Then you're going to work a triple crochet into the very next space. Then you'll work a double crochet into the next 4 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, I did this incorrectly on purpose because I wanted to show you what this will look like if you just go into the double crochet stitches. You need to keep in mind that there are chain 1 spaces in between each of these little groups here. So we work our triple crochet into the space, then we double crochet into the stitch, double crochet into the next stitch, which would be the chain 1 space, and then we do that 2 more times. So double crochet into the stitch and then double crochet into the space. So it should look something like that. All right. So next, we're going to half double crochet in each of the next 33 stitches. That includes the spaces. So there's 1, 2, 3. All right, so now I have all 33 of my half double crochet. I'm going to work a double crochet into the next stitch, a triple crochet into the next space. Then I'm going to work my triple crochet 4 together. So remember, it's worked in the last 2 actual double crochet or front post stitches of the scallop we're on, and then the first 2 stitches of the next scallop. Then we pull through all 5 loops, triple into the next space, double into each of the next 4 stitches and spaces, and then we half double crochet back around. So you'll just repeat this all the way around, making sure to work your decreases at the point where the 2 scallops meet, and then just crocheting around the scallops. This is why I said it doesn't really matter how many scallops you end up with. What matters is that you have the right number of stitches on the actual scallop, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and finish this. When we come back, we'll begin round 2 of our final border. Before we move on, I did want to make one little note. Reviewing the footage, I did make a little mistake. Here, when I reached the end of the scallop, I transitioned from my 33 half double crochets into I just did 1 double crochet. I need to make sure to do 4 double crochet before I actually start my triple crochet 4 together. So I only did 1 here. I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to rip out just because it's not going to really make any difference at all in the grand scheme of things. But I just wanted to remind you that make sure the end of your scallop looks the same as the beginning. So I should have 4 double crochets there. All right. All right. So while I'm in the middle of a round, I do want to show you the tricky part of round 2. So most of the action takes place here in this little valley, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to skip the triple crochet 4 together from the previous round, and on either side of that, we're going to work 4 front post double crochets, all right? And then we'll work some double crochets in there and some basic kind of just single crochets. But again, the majority of the work is here. So what you're going to do is you'll join your yarn, you'll chain 2, then you're going to front post double crochet around the same stitches you're joined, which should be the triple crochet before the triple crochet 4 together, all right? Then you're going to front post double crochet around the next triple crochet. So we're skipping that center and we're working triple crochets front post double crochets in each of the triple crochets. Then you're going to skip a stitch, front post, skip a stitch, front post. So that way, and I think I said 4 earlier, but I meant 3, you'll have 3 front post double crochets on either side, okay? Then you're simply going to work 4 double crochet, 1 in each of the next 4 half double crochets. So there's 3 and 4. Now, into the next 25 half double crochets, you're just going to work single crochets, but we're going to work those into the back loop. So that 3rd loop, all right? And you just kind of go around like this. So it should give you a nice little pop of texture at the top of each of your scallops. Now you can see that the scallops are firmly in place. They're not as floppy as they were before. And because we're adding these extra stitches here, we're really taking away a lot of the bulk, which is what we wanted. Go ahead, work this all the way around, and then we're going to move on to our very last round of our mandala, round 3. So to start round 3 off, the very first thing that we're going to do is work a double crochet 4 together. You're going to work these across the 4 center front post double crochets above that Tunisian crochet 4 together stitch that we did down below. So to work your double crochet 4 together, you simply, it's almost like working a double crochet 2 together twice. Okay. And then you have all 5 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 5. All right. Then you're going to simply double crochet in your next stitch, then half double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. Now this is where the very last round takes a little bit of a turn. We're going to start working on to row 8 of our scallop. Now, here's a finished scallop. The one thing you can't see on the back is that your very last round drops down, right? See how that drops down and works into the stitches from row 8 of our scallop, okay? So what we're going to do is we're simply going to double crochet. We're going to flip our work back. We're going to find the next 2 double crochet on row 8. So we Kind of turn our work back. There's my next 2 double crochet, and we're simply going to double crochet into those 2 stitches. Okay, we're going to skip the 2 stitches on our current round, so 1, 2. Then we'll single crochet into the next 2 stitches on our current round. Again, we find our row, or find our next 2 stitches on row 8. We drop down, double crochet into those, come back on our current round, skip 2 stitches, and then single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Go back, double crochet, come up, skip 2, and single crochet in the next 2. Now, we're just going to repeat this and work this 6 times. Then, you'll come back on your current round and you'll work your double crochet 4 together in your little valley there to finish that off. This is really going to secure those scallops down and make sure that they're nice and firm and they're not going to flop all around, especially in the wash. Now, stitch counts don't matter for these last few rounds. You can always go down a hook size, like I said, if you want to firm things up. If things aren't working out, don't be afraid to fudge things just a tiny little bit, because honestly, we're so close to the finish line that at this point, it should just be smooth sailing and easy stitching. I hope you've enjoyed stitching up the Summer Blossom Mandala, and I can't wait until our next crochet along. Until next time, friends, happy stitching. Bye, y'all.